Gary Nasai Minasan. Today we're gonna talk about Kamen Rider Geats episode 39, and I felt like this is gonna be the final arc of the story. I really don't want to see another arc of the story after this. I just want this to be the final one. I know they just introduced a new game master and Suelu is still alive, and they also introduced a totally new person that I would assume not Sparrow to actually become the person that is actually developing the new species of Jyamato. So all of these things are really setting up that maybe there is a possibility that we are actually gonna get a 52 episode of Kamen Rider Geats where they actually ran for an entire year. Okay, like if they actually have 52 episodes, means that their runtime is officially 1 year, because like in 1 year there's like 52 weeks for those who do not know. But with that being said, let me talk about what happened in this episode. So the first thing that we learned is Ukyo S has created this new war after Grand End failed to happen, because S actually stopped it. Everyone was resurrected, everyone was being restored back to normal, but this time the only difference is that all the previous rider is gonna have their memory back. But there is also a problem. Ukyo S is not able to recreate the broken ID core. The ID core that has been destroyed by Bafa stays, okay? Like those things stays, it actually lingers, the effect lingers and all those stuff, okay? So Ukyo S is not able to create the broken ID core. So that is something really interesting, because he is able to give to restore the player's memory and also desire and all those stuff, but he's not able to recreate the ID core, which actually makes me really curious, like why he couldn't actually do that. Because if you really think about it, like but it also could also be a possibility that has been also explained in the story itself, okay? Because one thing we need to pay close attention is that Ukyo S actually says something really interesting. He says that he actually felt really hungry after using the creation war thing and all those stuff, okay? Because one thing, the reason why he become very hungry is because he doesn't uses others people desire, which is gleam. In the story itself they call it the gleam and all those stuff. He doesn't use all those stuff, but Mitsune actually use all those stuff, and that is why the rider actually loses their memory and loses their desire and all those stuff after they got eliminated from the DGP itself, because that is the essence of desire, the essence of wishes. The power of desire is the one that fuels the power of the wish, something like that. And that is why Mitsune is able to like launch out so many wish to a lot of people without suffering any consequences at all. So that is really interesting. I love how Yuya Takashi actually write this down and really kind of like seal the plot hole here, because I feel like a lot of people is gonna think like, wow, Boost Mark 9 is gonna be so OP, he can just recreate the war and all those stuff. But the side effect of Boost Mark 9 is that he's gonna become really hungry. He needs to eat a lot of things to replenish his energy and all those stuff. But at the end of the day, if you really think about it, like maybe the best way to end Kamen Rider Geats is the death of Kamen Rider Geats itself. Because if you really think about it, like how things are going right now, it is actually leading us into godhood, something like he's gonna become a god, something like that, a little bit kind of like Kamen Rider Gaim, something like that. But I really felt like on how he is going right now, he is eventually gonna suffer from the consequences of becoming a god of creation. I would say he definitely is gonna try to resurrect all the dead people who is actually dead from the DGP itself, because he would love to fulfill the wishes of Kewa, something like that. Maybe we do not know how things are gonna go, but that is just my theory itself, okay? But another thing that I really want to talk about here is about free will, okay? Because Ukyo-S, when he become God, the God of creation, he actually says that I'm gonna give the rider their own opportunity to choose what are they actually gonna do. So some is gonna choose to do nothing about all this new information that they have, or some of them is gonna choose to do good, just like how KY is trying to do right now, and also Buffa is also okay. So both of them eventually is gonna choose to do good, but some of them is gonna use this memory to do bad, because in this episode we got introduced to a new character who is actually really interested to start a parasite game and all those stuff. And this time the Jyamato has been evolved. The way the Jyamato act right now is not like the usual old school Jyamato. Right now all these Jyamato is actually a parasite. It infect your body and turn you into a Jyamato itself. Unless you kill the little Jyamato, you're not gonna get anything done itself. Okay, so that is really interesting. And I'm also really surprised that they actually introduced a new character so late into the story itself. Like, this is episode 39, guy. Like, in a few more weeks, like, Kamen Rider Geats is gonna end, and I don't know how are they gonna wrap up the story. But at the same time, I'm quite glad that they actually introduced someone that is actually researching on the Jyamato itself, because it kind of like ties into the entire story itself. Because if you remember back in the day, back in the first few episodes, not like first few episodes, maybe like episode 13 or 14, I forgot already, the episode where they play the Jyamato labyrinth itself. Like, in the Jyamato labyrinth, they actually find a notebook of the Jyamato language itself. So I would assume some player managed to survive very long in the Jyamato labyrinth, and eventually they found out like about the language of Jyamato. And maybe after Ukyo-S give all of their memory back, the rider that they actually survived the DGP actually starts to, you know, like rummage through like the remnants of Jyamato. They start to do research on it and all those stuff, and eventually they create a new breed of Jyamato itself. That is just a theory, okay? But then again, I have another theory that I would like to share, and that is the theory that what if like all of these things that we are seeing right now is leading up to the future organization of the DGP itself? Because right now we see Ukyo-S is trying to start his own DGP. He wants to be the organizer, and he actually told all the rider that, hey, this time there's not gonna be any reward, okay? And he actually asked Sumuri to become his navigator to the DGP itself. So this is also really interesting, because if you really think about it, like, he actually is the he is the reason like why the parasite game guy actually exists and all the stuff, if you really think about it. But then again, I am not sure, okay? But with that being said, let me move on to the next thing, which is Tycoon and also Buffa, because both of them are, I don't know why, but Michi just went into Kewa's house and start like asking him questions, like, and then they just start to hang out, okay? Like a few episodes ago, Michi tried to murder like Kewa, tried to attack Nago and all those stuff. I know he's actually trying to help them. He doesn't want them to become rider anymore, but this is too sudden, okay? Like the entire way Michi is acting right now is really sudden. But then again, at the same time, like, Tycoon right now is not actually a rider, so Buffa don't actually needs to attack Kewa at the moment itself, okay? But with that being said, let me move on to the next thing, and that is Nago and also Sarah. Neon Kurama and Sarah, they are literally the best match, okay? Like, I really love their chemistry on screen. Like, they are just really good with one another. Like, one is bubbly and another one is also really bubbly, so like both of them are super bubbly. But like the difference here is that Sarah is like the One-chan vibe, okay? Like the one that is like, I'm just gonna do the best. I'm gonna prove that I can do this, and like, it's like very cute in a sense. But Nago's cuteness is like, yeah, is quite hard to explain, okay? Really hard to explain here. But what I'm trying to say here is like, now that Kyun is back to the future and Nago is in the past, what is the future for Nago? We have to wait and see, okay? We just have to wait and see, because right now, like, so by far, like, the best idea on how the story is gonna end is Neon Kurama finally accept that someone is, like, she needs to accept herself. She needs to accept that she is not Hikari, and it is okay to be the artificial light Neon, and she just need to accept that, man. Like, she really just need to accept that, and I felt like she can definitely move on with her life, and she can learn and to appreciate who she has in life, something like that. So that is something that is, I'm really excited to see how the story is gonna go, because next week we are gonna see something really amazing, because next week it is Dark Kewa moment, okay? But with that being said, I just want to end the video by talking about one final thing, and that is Kewa, okay? Kewa might actually join Ukyo S as a Kamen Rider. So technically speaking, S is gonna be his boss, okay? Like, Ukyo S is gonna be Kewa's boss, but that's not the only one, okay? Pangjek is also Kewa's boss. Is also gonna be Ukyo S. S is gonna be Pangjek boss as well. What am I trying to say here? I am so stupid, okay? But that is really crazy thing. I am not sure how the story is gonna end right now, but Beroba is still here, Kekera is also still here, and there is a kind of like a rumor that say that Kekera and Beroba is gonna become the king and queen of Jyamato. So we might actually get to see the parasite Jyamato infect their body and causes them to become like kind of the king breed and also the queen breed of Jyamato itself, okay? But with that being said, that is all from me. We are gonna see a lot of new character next week. We are gonna see Kewa, Dark Kewa. We are gonna see the Parasite game guy. We are also gonna see a new game master from the DGP. That is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and if you made it this far into the video, like after I ask you to subscribe, means you love my content, and I would like to give you a word so that you can comment in the comment section below to let me know you actually finished the video. And the word today is gonna be shaver, okay? Shaver, SHAVER, shaver. So that is the word. Why shaver? Because I don't have a beard. Wish I really love to have a beard, but at the same time, after thinking through, a beard is too hard to maintain. So I'm glad that my genetics doesn't actually give me beard, okay? But that is all from me. Hope you enjoy, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.